Hi everybody, my name is Miss Matlock and I'm a school teacher at Lamar Elementary. Today we're going to be having a lesson in social studies over chapter 4. Chapter 4 is called Traditions That We Share, so we're going to be talking about traditions and cultures and different things like that. If you'll go ahead and get your social studies workbook out, all of the material is going to be in that and we're just going to be going through it together. So if you will turn to page 136, we're going to be working through page 136 all the way through 142. So we're going to do this nice and easy, and we're going to do it together, so it will not be hard. So here we go. Okay, so our learning target today is to compare and observe the similarities and differences among the individuals' lives that we're going to look at. We have a bunch of different vocabulary throughout the chapter, and I've just listed all of them below, and there will be a few on there that I did not list that will be later on in different lessons later on in the week that I have not listed. So just keep an eye out for those words. They're going to be highlighted in yellow. Okay, so what is culture? And that's our big question for this lesson. What does that word mean? Culture is simply a way a group of people live. So we all have different cultures and we all live differently. So that is what the word culture means. Now we're going to read 136. So go to page 136 and 137. And I want you to follow along with your finger as I read these passages to you out loud. Okay, so there are many families living around the world. All families have the same basic human needs. They all need food, clothing, and shelter, or a home. Families in different places meet their needs in different ways depending on their geographic location. And if you'll notice, there's going to be a number 1 underneath that, and it says, look at the pictures and circle what is similar about the children and what they're doing in each picture. Mark an X on what is different and how they are doing it differently. So you're going to complete those activities on your own, and I want you to just go ahead and pause me when we get to one of those and complete the independent practices as we go along. Different cultures. Culture is a way a group of people lives. There are many different cultures. Each culture has its own music, dance, and art. Each has its own religion, beliefs, and languages too. Language is the words we speak. So some of us speak different languages, and that's awesome. Some of us only speak one language. Miss Matlock only speaks one language. I would love to learn another language, but I have not. So different cultures can speak different languages as well. Number 2 says, look at the pictures and write one way these cultures are similar. So the word similar means the same. So you're going to write on the lines below, how are these cultures the same? What are they both doing? And then it says based on what you already know by the picture. So you're going to use your picture clues. That's what good readers do. Use your picture clues to help you figure out the similarities between these two people, these two kinds of people. Okay, what we eat. Each culture has its own kind of food. What we eat is based on our geographic location. How we eat our food is based on where we live too. Many people use forks to eat their food. Other people use chopsticks, and there are some foods that people eat using their hands. In many countries, we can eat food from many cultures. We can use forks and chopsticks. We use our hands too. So it says circle foods you would eat with your hands. So it's got 3 different options down below, and I want you to circle the foods that you do eat with your hands sometimes. What we wear. Clothing is a part of every culture. Our clothes are different. They are alike sometimes too. We have clothes for school, work, and play. We have clothes for special days. What people wear is based on their geographic location. In hot places, people wear clothes that keep them cool. In cold places, people wear clothes that keep them warm. So just depending on what the weather feels like in some different places, that's how they dress differently. Okay, number 4 is main idea and details. So it asks on this one to circle the main idea in the second paragraph and underline 2 special details. So you're going to find the main idea, so that's what this section is all about that we just read, and then it wants you to underline 2 important details. So 2 things that you thought were neat. Where we live. All people need shelter. How people build their shelter is based on geographic location. In hot places, some homes are made to keep the heat out. In cold places, homes are made to keep the heat in. Some homes are made of stone, mud, or brick, and other homes are made of wood from trees. Some homes are made from one family and other homes are made for many families. So all of our houses are different. Everybody lives in a different kind of place. We may live in similar places, but most of the time we don't live in the exact same houses as each other or exact same apartments. I want you to look at number 5 now. Look at the 2 pictures that they give you on this page, and I want you to use the lines below and use your very best handwriting and write complete sentences. It says, write one way these homes are different. So it only needs one sentence about how they are different. Okay, on this one, it's doesn't have a passage for us to read. So we're finishing up on this page. So we're going to do number 6, 7, and 8. And I'm going to read them to you and explain them to you. And you guys are going to do these on your own. So number 6 says, compare and contrast. Does anyone know what that means? When you compare and contrast something, what are you doing? You're talking about how they may be similar, so how they're the same, and then contrast means that you are figuring out how they're different. So you compare and contrast. You compare how they're the same, that's comparing, and contrast means different. So what is similar about all human needs in all cultures? So you're comparing what we all need. So even though we may be different, what do we still all need? And then you're going to be looking at what is different. So make sure that you're using short sentences because they only give you 2 lines on this one. So just short and sweet and to the point. Number 7, what is one thing you would like to tell someone about your culture? So this one's about yourself. So you can talk with your family about your culture if you don't know a whole lot about it. And I want you to write down on the line something about your culture, your own culture. Okay, and number 8, this is kind of an optional thing if you have magazines at home. It says to cut out magazine pictures that show shelter, food, clothing, and activities. Glue them on poster paper, and then I want you to turn and talk to a partner, so someone at your house, about the shelter, food, clothing, and activities that you chose. Describe how they are based on geographic location, which means where you live. So describe to me how they are based on where you live too, on number 8. Okay, so we're going to go over what we learned today. So today we learned the meaning of the word culture and the different ways that we all live. We compare and observe the similarities and differences among the lives of individuals. So we looked at the things that were the same and the things that were different in different people's locations, in different places, things like that. We just compared and contrasted a lot today. Okay, on this, here is a QR code for you. So I want you to take a smartphone, if that's okay with your parents, or your tablet, and you can use the camera and you just put it right up to the QR code and it's going to scan it and it'll pop up a short little YouTube video that extends a little bit on what culture means. So if you guys want to do that, this is the place where you're going to do that. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day.